All right, guys, 30 videos, 30 days, no edits, no do-overs, no stopping, all that good stuff. Just record and post. Again, it's been fun, been educational, been learning a whole lot about how to effectively convey your message, which isn't to say I've effectively conveyed my message. It's just to say I'm learning. And that's the point, at least one of the points of this exercise. So, talking about dry fire and how to construct a dry fire program for the everyday regular person. Not in the military, not in law enforcement. I'm not an armed courier or otherwise in the security field. Just a private citizen going about my business. What should I prioritize? What's important? And where should I put my time? Well, for me, I personally think that time should be devoted to draw to first hit. How fast can I get the pistol out, get it online, and make my first accurate hit at a variety of distances? And the reason I say that is because based on studying numerous encounters, interviewing people that were involved in encounters, and just all of that information has led me to the belief that the person who makes the first significant hit is probably going to win. The person who makes the first significant debilitating hit on the other person is probably going to win that encounter. Now, there's a lot more to it, and it's nuanced. Of course, everything is. But that seems to be one of the metrics that doesn't really waver a whole lot. So I would spend a lot of time being able to get the pistol out online and make an accurate first hit in as quickly as possible. Now, there's a lot of arguments about sub-second or 1.5 seconds or different things like that. Look, it's going to be what it's going to be. Your time is going to be what your time is. And the other thing about it, and I'm not one of those guys that'll tell you there's no timer in a fight. There absolutely is a timer. And it's a different kind of timer. But I would say this. From the moment that you know you have to make a move, wouldn't you want to be as fast as possible, as efficient as possible, and as accurate as possible? So that from the moment you knew, I've got to make my move, I got to go, that from that split second that you make that decision and you go for it, you know that from this point on, I have the ability to do X, Y, and Z. And the only way to know that is by testing, right? By testing yourself. So the point of all that is, as a private citizen, carrying concealed, no duty to intervene, no authority of office, nothing that tells people I should be getting involved with this. All those things considered, my draw to first hit time is where I focus most of my practice and training time. The other reason for that is because, let's say we're entangled. I'm wrapped up with this dude, his buddies. It's just a pile. We're trying to sort it out, trying to get my way clear. Wouldn't it be better that I have the ability to get to the pistol and get it into play as quickly as possible, as blisteringly fast as possible, as opposed to I have a 2.5 second draw stroke, and now add to that I'm on the bottom of a pile trying to get to my pistol under my clothes, under my shirt, and there's somebody on top of me pinning me down or kicking me or hitting me. So I have all these other variables that have been introduced, resistance that's been introduced, and now you add to that, I'm already slow. Without that, on a good day, I'm slow. So I encourage people to get that draw stroke to first hit, get that as fast as humanly possible. Study yourself, video yourself in dry fire, video and critique yourself or inefficient movements, anything that's eating up time, that's taking time away from the purpose. I want you to eliminate those things, make everything as smooth as possible so that you round off the edges and are as fast as possible. That's going to be an enormous benefit in that moment, just knowing. And then, of course, you have to gather the metrics. So you have to go to the range. You have to do a live fire with a timer, no cheating. Get a timer, variable countdowns. So it's one time the timer goes off, a second after you hit the button. The next time it goes off 3 seconds after you hit the button, so that you really test your ability to react to that timer when it's as unknown as possible. And record that data, like put it in your notes in your phone, or save the video in a note in your phone, or even pen and paper. Write it down, dry fire, work on all the things you need to work on, and then come back in a month or two and test again and see, all right, well, here's where I made improvements. Here's where I did not. Here's what I need to work on, and keep formulating a practice plan moving forward and keep focusing on that one thing. I would probably focus on, in addition to everything else, but I would put the bulk of my training time on my draw to first accurate hit. I would put the bulk of my training time on that area until I was at like a second. I'm not going to say sub-second, but I want to be in between 1 to 1.5 seconds on that draw to first accurate hit. And then, of course, at different ranges, different distances, 3 yards, 5 yards, 7 yards, whatever the length is of my house, where I might have to make an accurate fast hit inside my home, around my car, different places, different situations. Just, you can look them up. You can look at what the crime trends are, and then create situations based on that, distances based on that. But I would say probably the 3 to 21 foot distance, I think that would be a good place to start. And record your hits at 3 yards, or at 3 feet, 3 yards, 5 yards, 7 yards, 10 yards. Get a good kind of feel for where your accuracy and your speed is at those distances. Cold, first shot, do 3 to 5 so you can average it out, and then work on that. That would be what I would focus on as a private citizen for my dry fire priorities. Like, what's important now? Do I need to work on one reload one or a triple bill drill? Yeah, I mean, that's fun, obviously. But in the beginning, I would spend 20% of my time on that stuff and 80% of my time on that draw to first hit. That would be my focus. All right, man, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for tagging along on this stuff. I know the editing value, the quality is not the greatest, because kind of that's the point. You just record and post. But I'm going to learn, and I'm going to work on it, and I'm going to get better. And my eyes are bloodshot, not because I don't drink, not because of drugs, but because I've had a massive headache for almost 2 weeks now. And it's really kicking my butt. So, all right, guys, appreciate you. See you on the next one.